in my car today. I don't know, because I make videos all the time. It's like something just triggers like that to something to think about, something to start talking. And the first thing came into my mind was yarning. Like at work, I yarn, you yarn. I watch somebody else yarn, and then I start to yarn, and I'm like, oh, don't do that. And so it's when I looked it up before I came out, it was talking about social interactions. Just with somebody yarn, especially somebody that you have close interactions with, like at work, and you just feel the need to yarn also, or you just paying attention where you're mirroring, they say, somebody else or whatever. I'm not an expert in this, and I have not went to school or have any education behind this. I'm just talking as a human being that have these thoughts and sharing my thoughts right now. And so what it brought me to think about also is when it mainly brought me to think about this here is when somebody say you're doing too much. Like, okay, let's start with this. They'll come up to you and they're always tired, always complaining about being tired, always. It's not just like, I didn't get enough sleep last night, I'm tired, or I went out last night, or I partied last night, or the kids kept me up last night and I'm just tired, right? No, I'm talking about always, chronically, like repetitively, always, I'm tired, I'm so tired, whew, I'm tired, and so when I listen to this and I notice, who these individuals are, whether it's in the family, the workplace, out in, the neighborhoods or wherever, and I notice certain individuals that do that on a regular basis, and I know their behaviors and their work habits, what I do immediately is turn it off in my head. Like I start thinking, like whatever I want to think about, but I'm focused on, I do not want to be like that. I do not want to let those thoughts into my brain. I do not want to feel like that. Even another thing is, like, if I work overtime or something like that, and I say, okay, yeah, I'll do it, and I feel good about it, but then it gets real annoying when somebody comes up to me and said, oh, you're going to be so tired, or if I were you, I wouldn't do that, or just like, damn, I was feeling good, but now I'm feeling. So I pay attention to those things, because especially those things where I don't want to feel the way somebody is coming up to me saying that they feel, or putting their perspectives onto me, which can make me feel the way they're saying, right? And so now going into, you're doing too much. Like, how can you do all that? Aren't you tired? You're gonna burn yourself out, right? And it's like, if I burn myself out, I know when to stop and take a break. Or, I'm doing stuff because I want to do it. I enjoy doing it. Like, I don't understand what is the obsession with how much I do, when I do, and how I do. And then you find some people that will say certain things and give off smart remarks, and then you find them trying to do something similar, trying to do the same thing, and they can't accomplish it per se, or they're having trouble with it, right? And so just because it's hard for you to do, maybe that the things that I do is not for you, I don't know. That's all I was thinking today, and I just wanted to share and brain dump that. But We're human beings, we're people. And once I realize this, I pay attention to it and just try to block it. Oh, you know what I do want to add to this? It just came to my mind, is that especially those that are always saying they're tired or always trying to say that somebody else is working too hard or they're using you. Why are you doing this and that for this or that person? And my thing is, and then the things that you do on the outside is too much, you know, because it's too much for them. And my thing is, but you always come and you talk about opening up a business, and this is how I have responded to some people, that you always come and you're talking about opening up a business, right? But you don't want to strengthen that muscle before you open up a business, because when you open up a business that is yours, that, you know, you worked on and you desire and that's in your brain, what do you expect? To sit down and not work? Like, you got to develop that muscle. You know what I'm saying? You're in a work environment that you chose to work in, whether you want to work hard or not. But the way I always look at it is that, you know, especially when you have other things on your mind, it's just my conditioning, and it should, if it bothers you how somebody else is working, and then in your mind you're like, I want to do this and I want to do that, and, you know, have my own business and stuff like that, but you can't even function on a regular basis, working a regular job without being tired or complaining or saying you working like a slave or, you know, a dog or whatever. And it's like, I don't know. I think the bigger picture would be, you've accepted this job, you know, you're not working as a slave. I don't know how to say the balance, like, but keep in mind the outcome of you constantly moving your body, constantly working your brain is going to help later on in life to do what you want to do, rather than complaining about other people and, you know, how other people do something that is not comfortable for you to do. But, you know, if you take it as a positive and say, you know, is this going to help me later when I get out into doing my own thing? You know?
It's important to recognize the impact that other people's constant expressions of tiredness or negativity can have on one's own mindset and energy, especially in shared environments like work, with family, or among friends, when others repeatedly talk about how tired they are, particularly without a clear reason. It can begin to affect how someone feels, even leading to a cycle of shared fatigue or decreased motivation. Understand an emotional contagion. Research shows that emotions are contagious. When someone frequently communicates that they're tired, stressed, or overwhelmed, those around them can start to absorb and mirror those feelings unconsciously, just like yawning, which is a well-known physical trigger between people. Constant verbal cues can settle in and change the mood of a group or relationship. Self-awareness and emotional boundaries. Noticing the effect that this has is the first step. It's healthy to become aware of one's own feelings and recognize when someone's negativity is starting to seep in. Building emotional boundaries is key. Mentally acknowledging that someone's patterns aren't your own and blocking it out isn't about shutting people out. It's about protecting your own mental state. Practices like redirecting the conversation or internally affirming one's own energy and goals can be effective strategies messages and criticism. Often, those who repeatedly emphasize their fatigue might also criticize those who work hard or go above and beyond. Sometimes they even attempt the same things themselves, creating confusing mixed signals. Recognize that this pattern can be about their own insecurities or frustrations, and not a reflection of what one should or shouldn't do. Blocking out the negativity for healthy purposes. Consciously choose not to internalize negativity or exhaustion. That isn't one's own. Surround yourself with positive influences. And remember that self-care isn't just physical, it's emotional too. Focus on personal goals and satisfaction rather than matching the emotional state of those around. If needed, take breaks. Seek support from uplifting colleagues or friends. And remind oneself of the difference between empathy and emotional absorption. Maintaining one's own perspective and energy in the face of constant negativity is a powerful act of self-care and healthy boundary setting.